welcome back. Here we're going to do a little quick thing. A lot of people are wondering about the thing called Overseer. It was in another one of the expansion games, but not really into Everquest. But they recently did it this year, so there's a couple ways you can get into it. You can type the backslash Overseer and enter it, and it'll pull it up. Or you could just come up to your little EQ button here, open this button, scroll down to your quests, and then go down to Overseer. If you click on this, it'll pull up your little window here. Now, the explanation of this is the quests. You got a quest tab here, which these are the quests you are allowed to do. This is what it has for you that you can select to try to do. We'll get into that here in a minute. Now, the next tab is your agents. You can select by rarities what's common, uncommon, rare, elite, and that goes with the different colors. And that's just a tiered evolution of which NPCs that you have in your roster that are better. You could select your jobs, your traits, what kind of trait you want, and any kind of statuses like ready, questing, incapacitated, and we'll get into that. Now, like Ambassador Devin, he is out questing finished on a quest right now, and these are the top, the elites. And then you got your blues, which are not as rare, and then your greens, which are they're just uncommons, and then all your grays, they're all common, and you can have multiples of these and have them out on multiple jobs. But if you have your green ones, your blue ones, and your purple ones, usually you can only have one out on a mission at a time, or one with negative status effects and waiting on cooldown. So the next one is your active quests, and these are quests that you have that are out right now. We'll come back to that in a second. And then your stats. These are all the different lines and abilities, different styles of quests. They go up to level 4, and then you can max them out. Now, if you don't do that line for a while, it will reset itself to 0. Here's your stats, how many agents you have, how many are ready, questing. Pretty self-explanatory. So we're going to go back to our active quests. We're going to click on our first one. Now, see what I said about incapacitated. This guy here, Kazan, he's going to be missing for 72 hours. And the rest, they're all green. Well, except for this guy. This guy's wounded. So you have preview reward and collect reward. We're just going to go ahead and collect because we're going to finish these quests up and start some new ones. So collect, and it'll pull up your little reward window. We'll come back to that in a minute. Then you got your what happened during your quest. It'll give a little story of what happened. Right combination proved enough to save the village. And then it just takes a second sometimes for it to register. If it's finished and it's waiting, you click on the quest, it'll, like this one did. And see this one here, it took a second for that. And then moments of danger, dragonkin sent to the grave, knowledge gathered, a little bit of treasure found its way into some pockets. So these are all quest rewards I have. We'll come back to that. I'll close it out, and I'll tell you how to get back into that. So now we're going to go back to our quests. And if you get multiples of your minions, is what I'm going to call them, you can go click on your common, uncommon, rare conversions down here. Click on one and click on the little icon here. This little icon selects the most capable for that position, or as this one is, this cook has 2 minions. So I don't usually like having two or more of one. So then after you select your minion, you scroll down and see how it just jumps to another one. These all have twos. So we're going to select him and scroll down. And then we're going to select this guy. We can't scroll down anymore because we got this over here. So then we're going to go ahead and start the quest. It's a 10-second quest with 100% success. It'll verify, then it'll pop you over to the active quest screen. Then you wait, and these three are going to be incapacitated, and you won't have them anymore. But that's okay with me because these three are doubles. So I'll collect my reward, and then I'm going to get an Orc Arsonist into the uncommons. So what that does is it gives me, for one of the commons, the grays, it gives me a green. Then I can click on here and see I have three doubles. I can't have two out at once. So we're just going to go ahead and select these three and get rid of the doubles. But in order to do that, we're going to get rid of them to trade them off for a rare. Basically a blue for 3 green. And again, these conversions are 10 seconds. And they do not count towards your quest cap limit for out and daily. So here we got Reaver Lebeninez, or however you pronounce that. These are all from mobs in the game. Now here I have 3 elites that are doubles. So we're going to go ahead and select these. And we're going to send them out. So that's 100% here. And I'm pretty sure I'm going to get a double of a elite coming from this, because I'm pretty sure I'm maxed out on my elite characters. So here those go. Mayong Mistmore. So okay. So here's the thing with the doubles. If you go in and you get your doubles, you can see your characters here you could select from. So there's one Mayong, here's another Mayong. So we're going to take one of them Mayongs and we're going to retire it. Now when you retire it, you get an echo. So we're going to go ahead and retire this so we only have one, because we can only have one out or incapacitated at a time. Now these echoes, I'll open this up and you'll see the rewards for it. You can have XP for any of the stat lines, or you can collect 2 rare agents. So that's kind of something you can spend your minions on when you get too many, and just kind of go with that. Now the gray ones, the color of the quests, they're similar to the difficulty levels. So you also got your time percent and how much success when you select one. Let's go ahead and do this kneel to your betters. So I got to select minions for it. So I pull this up and it gives me a choice of 3 minions. I want to try to get the best one, and usually it will select the best one for me. So I went from 38 to 32 down the line. So then we'll scroll down and get the next one and see how our elites, they add a bit more than the regulars. So we're just going to go ahead and fill all these spaces in with the first box. And some of them fill up more job specifications than the others. So this is 88% to finish this quest. Normally if it's around 80%, like 77 and higher, I'll click it. But if it's like 75 or lower, I'll pick a different quest. That way it's more chance to actually succeed on it. The 50% or higher thing is just, most of the time you won't get it. So we're going to go ahead and start this one. And this one will be 12 hours to finish. Or you can use DB coins to finish it now, which I don't really recommend. But that's up to each of an individual player. So this one's a 24 hour. I don't want 24 hour right now. So trade here, 12 hour. We're going to go ahead and fill these up here and select a bunch of 12-hour quests. $85% for this one. And it takes a second to register through the system. So then we've got a diplomacy and a trade. Now, this is where I talk about in the stats. The higher your level here, the better quests come up in your quest bar. So here you could recruit more workers, but I don't really need that right now. So I'm just going to go through and get some 12-hour quests going so I can come back in 12 hours. $84%. So we have a max of the per when you have it going, and you have a max per rotation. And this does rotate. You go back to your quest, it's got 9 hours till it rotates. So we got 3 out of 5 quests right now. Larger than life. Some of these are interesting to read. Let's do this exploration one. And the more of these you light up when you select a character, the better your chances are going to be for finishing the quest. Let's see, this one's 78%. I'm still going to do this one. It should come back as a success. But anything lower than that is kind of up to you on if you want to try it or not. And you can experiment with these once you get into it. Now, the biggest thing with these is you have to be at least level 85 to start them. And there will be a startup quest in here when you first time open it. So now with all these quests sitting here at 12 hours, like I said, I can either finish them now or finish them later. And I'm just going to let them count down. So that 12 hours, I can even be offline for this. They're out there doing the mission for me. And yes, you can abandon them, but I don't tend to abandon them. So that part's done. Now we're going to go back to the rewards. So your overseer, like we did before, your EQ button, quest, overseer, but we're not going to click overseer. We're going to click rewards. This goes for all your quests. So we're going to click rewards here. And we're going to open our AA window. So I'm looking down here at our mercenary AA points. So make sure you have your mercenary out when you claim these. So then I'm claiming regular character experience. And they'll get more experience from that than they will even the mercenary experience from my experience. So we're going to go ahead and do that. We're starting with 1 at 81.9%. We're going to do these eight little quest rewards. And if you play Everquest and you know how the mercenaries work, they really take forever to get any AA points. And AA is an alternate advancement if you were wondering. So now here, I got 7. That's not bad. So Then I can spin them, open up the Merc tab and spin them accordingly where I want there. So I hope this helps anybody trying to learn to do the Overseer. If it doesn't, I'm sorry it didn't work for you, but this is about as good as we can get. I wish I could have had it going for when I had an account to show starting it. But good luck in your questing, and I hope you enjoy.